building up the shading on the nose, guys. I'm just going to do a little demonstration, slowly developing the shapes around this nose. Now this is just going to be a pendulum method, gliding on and off the skin and developing that shape, curving round. Where I'm trying to get those soft tones around that nose, rather than travelling forwards, I can still travel that way, and I can kind of contour round that curved shape. So I'm gliding that gently and keeping the skin stretched, that I'm causing hardly any damage. I can do a few passes over this area and build it up quite slowly. When you're doing this, for me, I'm sort of going over this nose to show you for this demonstration, but I keep building up round the face and slowly developing the face as one piece, so it'll come together kind of at the same time. Each area will get layered up. When I've layered the nose up a little bit, I'll move on and I'll start like developing the cheek and kind of around the eyes and stuff. So I'll see the piece slowly come together. On this one, I'm developing like some creases in the nose as well. Generally, the nose sort of has just two sections of shading coming down from the eye, where there's like a light spot in the middle in this gap here. So angle's really important as well, guys. I'm not coming down completely vertical onto the area I'm tattooing. What I'm doing is I'm offsetting my angle back, so I'm like surfing along the surface of the skin at a 45-degree angle. What you'll find when you get the angle correct, you'll notice that the needles glide along the skin a little bit shallower, so in a sense you'll find it easier to deliver the ink. There's no really fast, aggressive movements on this, developing it nice and gently. I say it quite a lot, but on this kind of piece, every single time the needle contacts, it's very deliberate. I'm not like ramming it in and just hoping for the best. I'm studying the reference image, and I'm literally seeing where I need to develop it. There's lots of angles coming into play here as well. Whenever I'm sort of coming on the edges, I am working my mag at different angles, particularly to ensure that I can change the point of contact to get in those tighter spots. So the more times I pass over the section, the kind of more I slow down, and each time everything gets more precise. and essentially my pressure becomes lighter as well. On my first mapping layer, when I'm moving round and I'm kind of following where I've put my stencil reference lines, my mapping layer is quite quick essentially and a little bit rougher. When I say rougher, I don't mean ramming it in, I mean rougher as in I'm literally mapping. So I'll do a few passes to sort of put where the shading should be, and then I can develop it out later on and blend it out and soften the values as well. I can start to come down my pots into my lighter washes and really blend off. You see that? So I'm travelling horizontal there to get a really thin line, and then as it develops off I can slowly move that into a push stroke forwards to feather out that shading. These sort of developing these faces shouldn't be smashed off dead fast. Like you should really take your time and try and get every little bit as accurate as you can. There's times where your shading can be rammed in a little faster and sort of develop it out, but when you're building a face or these shapes, you need to ensure that every little bit of shading does matter, because you overdo it in one section, you can ruin the whole face. Let's give that a little clean. So you can see that the nose is developing and everything's quite soft and gentle on there, but it's still not really harsh. The blends are quite soft, and I've been over it quite a few times. But because I'm contacting the skin so gently, I'm hardly causing any damage. When I'm tattooing these faces, they're literally healed in a week. No scabbing. All this shading literally just flakes off nicely. It's all well and good being able to put some shading in, but if you're causing too much damage and hacking the skin up, it's going to heal patchy and you're going to scar the person's skin. So having this ability to know how much you can work the skin is really important. I'm literally using a 15 curved mag throughout this demonstration. I've been working in a 50% wash saturated ink and also a 30%. Again, like I said, if it weren't for the purpose of this demonstration, I would have hit this nose for a little bit, built up another little layer, and I'd have moved on somewhere else. But I'm just focusing on this to show you how I do build it up. Give you sort of a couple of tips along the way. One thing you have to be mindful of on these faces is not coming down your light washes too soon, because it can look like you've built up a really strong piece, but then when it heals it's going to be so light and washed out and faded. You want to gradually come down your pots. Okay guys, I'm going to leave it there. So I show quite a lot of my needle out the tip of the tray, and I say this time and time again, I'm not ramming that green tube against the surface of the skin, it's gliding over the top. My tray doesn't touch the skin. So I've got complete control of those needles. I can literally see them gliding across the skin. There's not guesswork, I'm not like ramming the tray and hoping for the best.